Almost exactly 1 year ago today, I made a video. I was standing right here when I started the video, and I showed you what was going on in China with regards to the current kind of economy, the retail situation. At that time, we were still having zero COVID policy, which meant lockdowns, daily testing, that sort of thing. So this is a sequel to that video. We're gonna take a walk around. We're gonna see what, if anything, has changed. I also want to address some of the comments that I had on that video, which I know is stupid to do. I should just ignore all the comments, but some people had a few things to say. One of them was, what about America? What about the economy in America or other countries, not China? This video and that video isn't about other countries, so don't do your whataboutism. It doesn't matter. I'm not talking about other countries. The other thing is, people said this mall is old. Yes, this mall is old, and I agree with that. I will give you that. But the location is still really, really good. Anyway, it doesn't tell you the whole story by looking at one mall. Anyway, it was just showing you one mall. And I also showed you other streets and another kind of outdoor mall. Anyway, in the last video. In today's video, I'm only gonna show you just this one mall. And we're gonna be quick, take a look at what's going on. And I just wanna tell you too, make sure you subscribe because I'm gonna be showing you other things in China, not just retail, not just malls, and not just Shenzhen, hopefully in the next month or two. So I have a lot of plans to show you what's going on in China, good and bad, some cool things and some not so cool things. So make sure you stick around. First of all, we're gonna start here. This is like an anchor tenant right on the corner, right next to the escalators. It's actually a two-story unit right here, and it used to be a bakery. And it, like, as you can see, it says lifestyle, but it was a bakery, and it was always really busy. And it's been closed now. It was closed last year, and still nobody has taken over this vacancy. You may remember I walked all around this strip, which is kind of like the main strip in this portion of the outdoor section of the mall. And I showed you a lot of vacancies last year. You can still see a few. There's one down there, two here, another one over there. There's still quite a few vacancies, but fewer than before. Actually, a lot of places are starting to come back and move in. I would say it's still not great. You'll still see there's a lot of vacancies around and things are not perfect. But in some cases, in some instances, it's actually better than before. So these are all taken now, and last year it seemed like probably about maybe 3 out of 10 or 4 out of 10 shops were all closed. You see here another kind of anchor tenant, still closed. Last year it was also closed. So the big brands are not moving in here, but lots of little food shops and hair salons and knick-knack shops are moving into these small units. So, you know, good and bad. Here's another vacancy. So 4 vacancies on this strip of about probably 20 shops all the way down there. So definitely better than before. One thing to note, last year I came, it was like 2 in the afternoon, 3 in the afternoon on a weekday. So now is a little bit after 5 p.m. and it's the last day before a big holiday coming up. So it's gonna be like a 3-4 day weekend for workers. And so most people are probably already off right now, so they should be out here shopping and hanging out and preparing for the holiday. So I'm gonna take you down here next. So one thing about China traditionally is food service and drinks have always just done very, very well. If a shop that was selling food failed, a new shop selling food would come in, or drink, or whatever. You know, mostly milk tea or lemon tea, like you see here, or this is like hot pot. But all of these places, almost all of these places now are closed. And last year at this time, most of them were still open. So you see this one's open, that one's open, but all of these are closed. Those 2 down there are closed. So we got 1 out of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2 out of 10 shops are open in this strip. And it used to be, they'd be hot spots for eating, for lunch, for takeaway, for people that work in offices around here. So here we have a grand opening. So yeah, somebody's moving in over here, but right next door is closed. Over here, also empty. And I will admit to you guys that this is not a very good section of the mall to be in. Not a lot of foot traffic over here. Very old, as you can see. Not many people around. Here's a Volvo shop. No customers in there. In a little bit, we're gonna cross the street and go to Hi-Fi and Tesla and see, and I think Lee's also over there, Lee Auto. We're gonna see if they have any customers. All right, so just so you guys don't really get lost, when I started, I was up above here where these lights are, above this road. That's kind of like the main walking strip of this mall. It's actually, you know, I like the mall as much as I can like any mall really, because I think the design's quite nice because you have a long walking outdoor strip, but it's away from the street and the road and the noise. You also have shops down here, as you can see, but you know, they're not exactly ideal for walking around. So we're just gonna go back up to the walking area and see what else is up there. See how business is doing. All right, back up on the second floor, above the traffic. So we're gonna do two things. First, we're gonna go up here to the right. There's another kind of outdoor section of the mall, which is probably still pretty dead. And then we're gonna go over here to the left, where you can see Starbucks in the distance. And there's also Haagen-Dazs and Hey-Tea and some other international brands, Adidas over there. And we're gonna see how that's doing. And over there is actually probably doing pretty damn well. I haven't been to this mall in a while because I don't go shopping. And I definitely don't go shopping at malls. So I can't tell you exactly how things are going. We're doing this together. Actually, last time I came here was when I did my test drive for the Hi-Fi Z. So that was probably 2 months ago now. I mean, you can see not many people around, but actually most of the shops are still open or have reopened. This one right here is closed, but usually around here is pretty dire. Maybe things are starting to turn around a little bit. Maybe investment is being made. Shops are coming back. Retail is maybe not thriving, but coming back to being something that can succeed. I don't know. I mean, it's dinner time and these restaurants are all pretty empty. So this section right here is pretty much the main section of the mall. Modern section, indoors. So here's Starbucks, of course, doing quite well, thriving, as Starbucks always will do everywhere in China. So we're just gonna go take a look inside the mall and see how things are doing in there, see if they're springing back to life, thriving. And then after that, we got one last thing to show you is how a lot of malls in China, or at least in Shenzhen, are trying to bring people back. And it's kind of cool. So stick around for that towards the end. So one great thing since the end of zero COVID is they don't have half the doors to shopping centers and stores locked and the other half guarded by Baoan, who have to watch to make sure you scan the QR code to get in. And one was like a fire hazard because, again, like half the exits are always chained shut. But two, it's just annoying to everywhere you go in, scan a QR code. But yeah, things are better now. Every mall, every door is open. So if you've never been to China, you've never watched a video on China, you don't know how malls are in China, hey, they're just like the malls in your country, almost assuredly. Maybe even, in a lot of cases, nicer. As you can see, it's quite nice. There are not really any empty buildings yet, any empty retail units. Everything seems to be doing okay, although not a lot of people shopping right now. And anyway, this is the main floor. Let's go up to the top and see if things are empty up there. So like I said, I do have some cool things I want to show you in Shenzhen. And one thing I will show you soon when it's not raining, because it's been raining almost every day since I've been back. But when it's not raining, I want to show you kind of how a local neighborhood looks in China. And show you how it's actually really thriving. It's got a lot of people, a lot of shops open, and people buying stuff and giving them business. Real local communities are what makes strong cities and strong towns and strong countries. international brands, retail shops certainly don't really do that, in my opinion, because this is completely placeless. Like, you have no sense of place when you're in a mall like this, right? You could be anywhere. This could be Singapore, could be New York, could be LA. The only real difference is the food court. Oh look, UTI. Just what I need. So we're back on the ground floor of the mall, and we're gonna go check out Tesla and some other car shops and see how they're doing. Because, you know, a lot of people that watch my videos and watch the NIO houses are like, wait a second, NIO house doesn't have any customers, it's empty. They must be, you know, soon to fail, etc., etc. Or this is why they're failing. They have all this wasted retail space. So let's go see their competitors real quick. So here we have Tesla with one guy looking at a car. And then we got IM. Yeah, IM. With 3 workers looking at their phone and nobody looking at a car. And here's Li Shang with maybe one guy looking at a car. Okay, so out of Li and IM and Tesla, there's 2 people in 3 shops. And there's no NIO store here, so I can't show you NIO here in comparison, sorry. And here's Hi-Fi. Got a Hi-Fi X right there. And a Hi-Fi Z right there. And no customers. And then we got the Hi-Fi Z out here. That's the one I test drove. So one other of the comments that I got quite a few times on that last video was that who cares? Everybody just orders delivery now. And so who cares about retail? Who cares about restaurants? Delivery is what people want. And I would argue that that's not really that true, because people need like community and spaces they can go out in public and not just stay at home or in the office all day. And you can see right here by this that a lot of retail shopping malls and things would agree, because this used to just be a regular walkway, and in the last few months they've turned it into like a night market. And especially for in China, where over the past, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years, there was really a huge crackdown on street markets and street food. And so, you know, it kind of sucks because you don't have like organic, natural kind of market that used to exist, or street vendors that used to exist. Now it's all, you know, this kind of more corporatized kind of street market. But at least it's something where people can go out and have fun, enjoy the night. You know, there's like little bars and cafes and barbecue, right? And oysters, craft beer, lots of different stuff you can enjoy. And it's not just here, it's actually all over Shenzhen and probably all over, I would guess, a lot of China, where they're changing things to be, you know, like regulated, organized markets for people to come enjoy the night. Like literally it used to be, you know, 10 years ago, a street market, a night market in China could be anywhere. They'd carry out their stools, the vendors would have their carts, and they'd set up little tables everywhere, and you don't see that at all, at least in tier 1, tier 2 cities anymore. Very rare. Chengguan, which is like city management, would used to like come and destroy people's booths, their carts, destroy the people. They would beat the crap out of them with sticks. It used to be pretty bad, and now you never see Chengguan videos anymore at all, and you don't have markets anymore either, except for like, you know, well-regulated, health-inspected type markets like this. So, kind of a good and bad double-edged sword here. It's good it exists, it's good this coming back, and it's definitely driving more traffic to this shopping center and other shopping centers like it. But at the end of the day, it does kind of suck you don't have like a more natural small business kind of feeling, local kind of feeling. It is what it is. That's progress. So remember, stay tuned. There's going to be more videos around China, around Shanghai, Shenzhen, where I am right now. I'm showing good and bad and ugly. I'm actually really kind of pleasantly surprised by what's going on here compared to last year. It seems like people do have more confidence because there's a lot more shops opening up than there used to be. Not so much closed down, not so much vacancy. So even in an old mall. All right, take care, guys. Bye.